It's good, YouTube. You gonna Bender here coming to you with a Tearlaments deck profile post Cyberstorm Access. Obviously, the ban list isn't out, so I'm gonna have another version after that. This deck not gonna be really affected at all after that, but I've been testing it, playing around. I actually had the side deck done so far. We don't really know what's gonna be the best 5 decks until more play testing and things is done and more people adjust and figure out the kinks to them and iron them out. Other than that, still play the one Kaleido, the one Rukalos. These are strong, this format. This one continues to dump cards in the grave, and it can shuffle a card. It can trigger the Pellerino for a pop, and it's on 35. That's very strong, especially because you can out a lot of cards by popping and by shuffling. This is strong because a lot of cards summon from deck or summon from hand or stuff like that, and this is on 35 and it can negate it. Grapha is strong because it forces you to discard. It's a lot of cards that you want in the grave or out of your hand, and then it's a strong card with Pellerino and it gets a pop. This is strong because it makes cards rank level 1, and it can negate either player's turn. Plus with Sully it is even stronger, 32 with Pellerino. Dangerous is good because the Beatrice. Winda is always good, especially if your opponent open up bad and can't out it. Plus with Pellerino's on 27, making it even stronger and tougher. These are super poly targets. It's a lot of negate boards and hand traps, so you just need easy ways to break boards or to simplify the game state. And Garura and Mud Dragon are the two best. I didn't want to play Garura, but with the new decks that's out, a lot of them are the same attribute or different. It's just good to have both options to help break boards. With Super Poly, Baron, obviously one of the best cards is format, 35 with Pellerino, plus it can pop in the gate. Zeus just wipes the board because Cashtira still exists. Same with Super Heavy Samurai. Beatrice dumps grave, give you more power over your mills and your control, over what you can summon and how you want to set up a board against your opponent. The Garrus, I put this in mainly because you want to bring back like a Diviner or like one of your tier cards or something like this, just to be able to extend your plays of fusion summon or go into a link like Sprint that can send some to the grave. Time Thief Redoer is good to get cards in the grave and it's strong, and it can also be a card that can out stuff. Babushka is one of the best C's in the game right now, being able to put cards in defense and control or slow down the game. Sprint allow you to dump. These are for branded. I used to main them, but branded is the card. A deck that you're just gonna side these in against. Danko is good against Trap Tricks and Labyrinth. These are against Cashtira, the Book of Lunar Eclipse. The only reason I went with this one is because usually you want to do the Rise Heart and the Shang, or the Diablos and the Shang, or any card that they do. And then you want to discard a lot of cards to get them from hand to graveyard. So this one is the best one because of the discard, and it can put 2 face down. Cosmic, I play 1 because I also play the Heartbeat. So 1 is searchable and 1 is just generic. Grief is good because these are situational, so you want to play them in certain matchups. And the 3 judgments for like Lightning Storm evenly and things like that. Since you only can really use Baron plus some of those cards like evenly and once per turn, you want to have some type of protection against them if they try to clear your board. 3 Tearlaments Cashtira just for the mills, 28 with Pellerino, and it's good whether you summon it or dump it by milling. 2 Rhino Heart. This is one of the best Tearlaments now because they allow you to send one during any situation, and it can summon itself like Wolf the Lightsworn Hunter back to the field, and it's good to be able to go into Kaleido Heart easier because you already one of the requirements. One of each are the ones you have to play one of each now. This one is my favorite because it allows you to get a card out your hand that can get to the graveyard, and they allow you to mill, and on top of that is level 4 and it's strong with Pellerino, and on top of that you can even use it for Powerhouse of Seeds. Havness is good to be able to set up an interruption like a window or a Drago Stupalia or even a graph on your opponent's turn. And Merly, it just, just a strong normal summon. Swamp just to go into your sync fusions. I still play 3 Diviner because sometimes your hands be so bad that if one diviner goes off, you can just, instantly have a good setup. Good for Baron, good for Beatrice. So I still play 3 of those. 3 Droll, because we in the super heavy samurai or add a lot format. And this is a stronger one over Ash, because most decks, even Dragon Link and stuff like that, just struggle to continue to play, especially if you have negates and interruptions. Droll can really slow them down and help you stay in the game or win instantly. 2 Destiny Hero Militias, good for Beatrice, good for Dangerous. That helps the Beatrice plays and Baron plays. Destrudo is good for Lincoln and Ascendant and Synchroin, and you can use it whenever you want. Shadow Beast and Squamata just for the window targets. And the Ashizus are just good for shuffling and milling. These are good for the Rise Hearts, the Shang, and then the gate boards, the Zeuses that you don't want to, summon into. So you just summon over to get rid of it. And Savages and stuff like that are coming back. 3 Pellerino, one of the best field spells in the game, can search, can get you any tier that you want, and it can pop a card. Super Poly is a staple to me in tier right now because there's just so many negate boards and so many cards that try to control the field, and you can just out them easily because of Super Poly. Scream just helps you mill more. Foolish Burial Goods allow you to get Tribute Karma, which allow you to get your field spell to your hand, and it can allow you to get your Scream and your Sulic that allow you to gain advantage. Foolish is just good to get your Agido or your Killback in the Grave or your Malicious, or even cards that can help you with Merly and Havness to shuffle back in, and even your Tearlaments Caster to help you mill. Poly, it's just good for, if you open up your fusions, you can just use Poly to go into something strong naturally. And then Sulic is just good for negate. This is one of the best cards now just because, it allow you to get a card in the grave because it sends a card to negate. And not only that, you can use it during any player turn to help you control the game better. And this basically just allow you to see any of these, and these whenever you want, which is good. Like having the option to get to the cards when you need them is always strong. But I think this may not be the best way to play tier, but it's very strong. Like I said, I'm still working on things. I'm still figuring stuff out. But this is the second draft before the ban list, and I think it's pretty good. So far, one of the funnest decks, one of the strongest decks still. It has a good matchup against everything. I think the biggest thing was just the Castura matchup, the Sulics and the Dragon Stupalia and the Kaijus in the main really helped with that matchup. Even the Super Polys, that really helps the advantage that you can have against it. Like I said, you don't have to win game 1 as long as you win the match. That's all that matter. And that's about it. Let me know, comment, like, subscribe, and share. More videos on the way, and see you guys when I see you.